Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My story this morning comes out of Marijuana Moment. And when I was looking for stories yesterday, the election sucked all the oxygen out of the room. So I fell back onto an op-ed. I know we don't normally do these, but it brought my attention for just how ridiculous some of this stuff seems to be to me. This is an op-ed written by Jeffrey Lawrence from the Reason Foundation. And the headline is "Time to Level the Playing Field Between Marijuana and Hemp Products with a Single Cannabis Retail License Type." And I stopped and thought about that. I said, what drug are you on? I mean, really, how in the hell do you think you're going to get this thing passed? That was my first gut reaction. So I actually read through this, and the Reason Foundation put out a 90-page proposal of what to do to fix marijuana. And I must say I didn't read it, but the American Trade Association for Cannabis and Hemp did. And what they pointed out is, okay, sounds great. Now, give us a solution. And in my world, I was raised to believe that if you bring a problem up without bringing forward a reasonable solution, you're just whining, okay? So that was my starting position with this. And they pointed out that if we didn't have so much tax and regulation, we wouldn't have this hemp derivative market, intoxicating hemp. And, you know, that's a no shit, Sherlock. We wouldn't. But because of the way our government is set up, that's exactly what we have. So if you're going to complain about this without offering a solution, again, it just smells to me like you're whining about stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay? And the hemp bill that was passed, it took a look at THC by itself. Didn't talk about any of the isomers, you know, THCA, you know, THC8, O, acetate, all that stuff. Didn't talk about it. So an entire industry popped up, not necessarily overnight, but pretty damn quick, where they took a cannabinoid like CBD, and the pharmaceutical industry knows how to do this. You put it under pressure and temperature with different chemicals, and you can convert it to a THC analog. And they start selling it because Congress, in its infinite wisdom, had only talked about Delta-9 THC. Everything else was sort of off the table, and this industry is off and running. And in our system, what happens is once you start making money, you spend money to keep making money. So the hemp derivative business right now is making a shitload of money, and I don't see them just putting their hands up and go, we surrender, we're going to walk away. They're going to continue to fight for this industry. And the Ninth Circuit here in California issued a ruling that it's the source of the cannabinoid, not the process it goes through, to determine whether it's synthetic. Okay? So if you take CBD and you put it through a process and turn it into a THC, that's not synthetic. If you make it out of whole cloth like spice, that's synthetic. It's dangerous, and it, you know, we don't allow it. But all of these derivatives from cannabinoids, they're lawful, whether people like it or not. And in our system of government, the federal government thinks it controls all the cannabis across the country. It gave a free pass to everything in the hemp world, and it restricts the living shit out of everything in the cannabis world. So that's the position we're in right now. Now, there's no evidence that these hemp-derived cannabinoid isomers are dangerous. That's not what we're talking about. The problem here is about making money. Okay? If you're in the cannabis world right now trying to do this with 280, all the problems, you're circling the drain. If you're in the hemp world selling Delta-8, you've got to rely on the states to do something about it like California did. And as Omar knows, we think these regulations were draconian. Maybe there wasn't enough of an emergency. There's some problems with that, but that's where this is going to have to get fixed. So to say that our solution or our proposed solution is let's just give out a single license, you can sell hemp-derived cannabinoids and THC naturally derived from the plant, as long as you don't sell it to kids. Okay, my question then is, how in the world do you think you're going to get this accomplished? Because if you bring forth this proposal without a reasonable solution, again, I was raised that you're just whining. Okay? So this op-ed just got my juices up a little bit. And watching the election last night, you know, it was tumultuous. So We don't normally cover op-eds here, but this one kind of got under my skin. I'm going to throw it back at you. What do you guys think about the proposition, just make a single licensed retailer across the entire nation as a solution to the cannabis and hemp problem? Throw it back at you. What do you guys think?
I mean,
that would have been a great solution at the very, very beginning of legalization.
Agreed.
For everybody across the nation. But given our slow to launch, the way we've done it, imagine all the people who paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, like Bates and Beck here, for their dispensary license. What, now they're going to have to compete with somebody who pays $500 for their hemp license, and they're on even footing? It just doesn't make sense at this point. It's just not a viable solution.
I totally agree with you on with that analysis. You know, I mean, unless they're going to kick us some kind of rebate for all the money that we've spent, and to make it a level playing field, which I would be totally fine with. I'd be good with that. And speaking of level playing field, you know what I'm saying? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know, make sure you guys go over to parodygummy.com, where you can get these 3 amazing flavors. We have the Raspberry Riots with the winner of last night's election, Donald Trump. We have the Bad Hombres if you're feeling like a party animal. And we have the Sleepy Joes if you just need to put yourself to sleep after last night's win.
Back to the story. I completely agree with Dale. This is absolute bullshit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I need these people to kind of just sit down. If you want to play in recreational cannabis, please go apply, do your live scan, call one of us. We'll write your license application for you. If it's merit-based, I'll charge you a little more, but it's going to be fine. You can do it, but you can't do it with this low barrier to entry. And you also can't penalize people who have been paying these renewal fees and aggressive licensing fees and taxes and everything for years. It's ridiculous. We're taxed on our taxes in LA.
And we just got a super chat in from the Cole Memo. Much love, Cole Memo. We thank you so much. He says, and this is a fantastic point as well. He says the taxi driver said the same thing when Uber came. I think that's a really good analogy right there. Like, that is really good.
Yes, indeed.
Well, this is something that the Congress might be able to address, and soon to be President Trump would rein this in. But Congress is going to have to go back to the Farm Bill and more specifically define intoxicating hemp products and then exclude them from hemp. I mean, there's things that can be done. Whether they will do it or not, it's going to remain to be seen. It's something I think could be very helpful to our industry. Is, a kid could walk into a Stop and Rob and pick up Delta 8 products. No one's checking any IDs. They're just for sale. And people do not want that. We want stuff that's tested. We want kids to stay out of this. And if you push too hard, the trap steps up and continues to make money. So you've got to solve this problem legislatively, because if you don't, the trap just continues to prosper.
Very, 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 very true, Dale. I totally agree with you on that. The trap is going to win. They are 10xing and 20xing pretty much every state right now. I mean,
Jason, would you say that with Donald Trump back in the presidency, that the trap won?
I think it's going to be a traptastic time, Rico.
Jason, would you say that with Parody Gummies, you're now a hemp trapper too?
I think for sure, yeah, 100%. I'm fine. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? But we're only trapping to people 21 and over. You know what I mean? Make sure you show your ID. You know what I mean? We're not here to sell this stuff to kids or advertise to kids or any of that kind of stuff. We are just here for sensible adults that want relief and providing them with quality products at economical price that's not overtaxed and over-regulated. So shout out to Trump for signing the Farm Bill.
We are for sale.